as soon as William was born, she had done her job.
Mm-hmm.
And then she, in one sense, would have felt, I'm not needed anymore, really. I've done my job.
I mean, there was a time that she almost or wanted to maybe call off the wedding. And her sisters kind of were like, no, you're way too far into this. Like, there's no turning back now.
Yeah, and we see this in throughout Diana's life, this low self-esteem, and we know that because we know that she had obviously an eating disorder with bulimia. I mean, that stems from low self-esteem, self-loathing, not liking yourself. So of course she did have sort of cold feet going into the wedding, and it can, that can be a mixture of, am I the right person for him? We've only been on 13 dates, if you like, or 13 meetups before basically we're engaged. And so all of this must be running through her mind. Is he rushing into it? Am I rushing into it? Was I chosen for the right reasons? Should I be doing this? The pressure on Diana would have been enormous. The pressure on Diana would have been enormous, not only to continue obviously moving forward with the wedding itself, but also the pressure to be what the royal family wanted her to be.
Yeah. And how would you say this pressure and stress affected her health?
I mean, we know it did. I mean, she was bulimic. She was very, very concerned about it. So this pressure of being royally perfect, when she's just this young girl, obviously got to her. She's hounded by the press. She's trying to stay thin because she thinks she has to, and look perfect and make sure she's manicured all of the time, seen with her children, as of course, having produced the heir and the spare. And the pressure on her would have been, I don't think anybody in this day and age can even remotely even imagine 1/10 of the pressure that was put on her to be the perfect royal wife.
I mean, and you see, like, how would you say maybe those early months of royal life really changed her? Not, like from what we would be able to see, because, I think she kind of realized that things were pretty much out of her control once she had William. You see her at the christening, and, she had no say in time of, like, this does not go with his nap schedule. He's going to be a mess, but she has no say in any of this. So she realizes that she has to, like, basically relinquish all control that she had.
Well, and that's exactly what happened. The thing of it is that it's like, as soon as William was born, she had done her job.
Mm-hmm.
And then she, in one sense, would have felt, I'm not needed anymore, really. I've done my job. I've produced the heir, and the heir becomes a part of this institution, the royal family. So we must get the pictures in. He must be dressed in, a christening gown from Queen Victoria, and he must sit for a 6-hour, photo session to get the proper photos of him in a christening gown. We've heard Charles say, when he was dating, well, of course, I will be, when I do decide to marry, that person will become, potentially could become the next Queen of England. So it's not just producing the heir, which she had done, and then of course, relinquishing, in one sense, control of that, and how she's raising her children. And she tried to get some of that control back, but it's the enormous amount of pressure of always having in the back of your mind, oh my gosh, I'm expected to be the next Queen of England.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I mean, who can even imagine that pressure or that burden and the stress and anxiety and worry that comes with that? Every step you take is watched. You are hounded. Every step of Diana's life, every step was scrutinized, every step.
Wow. Fast forwarding just a little bit, how do you think Diana felt when she found out that Charles and Camilla were dating again following their separation?
Well, I think like anybody, I think Diana would have been absolutely devastated. She has put her whole life into this marriage, and she's also given up her whole life for this marriage, right? She has given up so much She has done what she has been asked to do. And then to find out, you know, that this has been going on, this affair has been going on for years behind her back, would have been absolutely heartbreaking, devastating, and traumatizing really to her, you know, absolutely traumatizing, being in the unknown, you know, and, you know, had it been, you've got to think of it this way, had Charles been having an affair with somebody else, I'm sure it would have been devastating for her, but maybe not quite as hard hitting into the gut as knowing that it was Camilla. There's a real difference there. Had it been somebody else that he met and he was having an affair behind their back because their marriage was falling apart, okay, maybe their marriage could have lasted, I don't know. But knowing that it was Camilla, that for Diana would have been the point of absolute horror, as in horrified on what the public is going to think of this, but also how could she have not known? Do you see? Because you blame how did I not know that, right? That is what Diana's thinking. How could I have not known this?